Some people's view about money is so negative that it makes you perplexed just trying to think about how they could get to a place where they look at money or view money in such a negative way. And if you are one of those people, you are able to overcome that perspective that you have of money, that negative money belief that you possess, in 3 simple ideology. And we're going to discuss that today. Welcome back to Ira Living. Today, we're going to have a close look at negative money beliefs that operate in the minds of individuals and keep them stuck from actually having access to money and utilizing it in a way that is advantageous, not just to them, but to the other people around them, and ensuring that they're able to experience a life of actual abundance. The 3 ideologies that we're going to be looking at will help you to be able to better view money and transform your negative money belief into positive money beliefs that will then enable you to work towards a life of abundance. And number 1 that we're going to look at is the love of money. And some people are so in love with money that they will do absolutely anything just to have more money. And they will crush their children, their spouses, their parents, and anyone that's in their path just so that they can acquire more money. They will do just about anything to be able to have it. And the reality of the matter is that what needs to shift here is, instead of having such a love for money, is to start to see the relevance and the purpose of money. So shifting the notion of just the bare love of money that will drive you to do anything and make you into an evil, vile person. Instead of doing that, is to start to see the purpose and relevance of money in your life and in the life of other people, because that then gives you a different drive to aspire to acquiring more money. And in so doing, you are more likely to exercise a high level of integrity and knowing how not to allow yourself to become the slave of money. Because once people start to have such a love for money that they will do absolutely anything for it, they become its slave. And to become the person who is enslaved by money is not a good place for anyone to be in. What you want to be able to do instead is to have dominion over money so that you can allow money to do the things for you that you need it to do. And in so doing, you need to know the purpose and the relevance of money in the lives of individuals. Now, number 2 that we're going to be looking at is the scarcity mentality when it comes down to money. Now, you've probably heard it several times before that the amount of money that's on the planet is enough to make every single individual living on this planet a millionaire. So money is not scarce. It is in large abundance on the planet. And therefore, shifting your mindset about money being scarce and recognizing that money is in abundance is something that's essential to change that negative mindset and shift it into a positive money belief. Because money is abundant, it means therefore that you can work to acquire money. You can do things, invest, you can set up businesses, set up companies, and you can collaborate with other people in order to earn more money, acquire more money, and doing the necessary things that will attract money to you by getting you into networks and into groups and organizations where money is something that operates there in abundance. Understanding that money is in abundance impacts the way in which you behave when you are dealing with money. When you go into boardrooms and you sit at negotiation tables, the way in which you operate with regards to money will be very different if you believe that money is in abundance. The way in which you quote prices, the way in which you negotiate, the way in which you operate in those settings, you recognize that you are less likely to be bought, because you understand that you can attract money from different places and different sources, and that at no point are you going to be experiencing lack due to scarcity. And therefore, that attitude in and of itself not only cause other people to show you respect, but you garner more success, because people will be able to trust you more and therefore will be much more willing to do business with you. And number 3 negative mindset is that people have a limited view or a limited perspective as to the different ways that they can make money. Now, there are so many ways that money can be made, even in things that you might think nobody wants that. Just to give you a little story about this. A friend of mine went to the North Coast, and they were looking at a setup of someone who was there fishing, and they were doing bottle fishing, and they were mesmerized by it. that friend came from the UK to visit Jamaica on the North Coast, and they were then sitting and talking to somebody who came from Canada. Both people were sitting there looking and wanting to partake in that event. However, they weren't able to because it wasn't something that was available. So my friend coming from the UK said to the person who was doing it, oh, you know that what you're doing seems so interesting, and it would be such a good thing if you were able to package it and sell it as an adventure and an experience for people who are coming to the North Coast of Jamaica. And in so doing, you would be able to create a business, and people would be able to come and do their bottle fishing, and you could prepare their fish with other things in their meal, and then they could sit and enjoy that refreshing experience of accomplishment as they're away on their holiday. The person laughed because they couldn't see how anyone would pay for that. Meanwhile, the two people who were sitting there, who were more than happy to pay for such an experience, were only looking at the prospect of how many other people like themselves would be more than willing to pay for it. So experiences, products, these are things that people are constantly on the lookout to pay for because they want experience, they want information, they want knowledge, and they want to work on self-development in many different forms. And therefore, there are things that are out there that are in need by people. And it's about looking at how we can meet people's needs and their wants. And of course, that will help to make you rich. But the bigger issue that we want to look at is how to solve people's problems, because we know that at the root of solving their problems is what will then make you wealthy. And so we need to look at all different avenues of making money. The best way to look for unlimited avenues of making money is to look at where there are problems, because wherever there are problems, there are solutions to be had, and people who are more than happy and willing to pay for those solutions. Hopefully, these 3 ideologies with regards to negative money beliefs have benefited you and will help you in transforming the way you look at money to give you a more positive money belief, so that you can indeed find ways of making money and being able to do so in a way that you can experience abundance. Remember, financial literacy is revolutionary. It has transformed my life, and I believe that it can do the same to yours.